Welcome to the 178th episode of News Dump, where we run through the hottest topics in the Lewis County news scene and discuss. I'm local man Aaron VanTuyl, joined as always by Chronicle Executive Editor Eric Schwartz. And we are also joined today by Chronicle photojournalist Kody Christen, pulling him in from Sports Dump and from a long weekend of covering state basketball.
What's up, everybody?
He's been dodging us for 2 weeks.
Yeah, always had an excuse. Oh, my mom's moving, or oh, I'm in Spokane. Oh, very real things. But anyway, we're happy to have Kody on today, and we are also joined, as always, by sponsors Summit Funding, Shayless Outfitters, and The Roof Doctor. And with that, any preambles, Schwartz?
I don't know. This podcast is 66% Adna natives.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild.
You're welcome.
I've only been to Adna, so.
What do you think of it?
I love Adna. It's one of my
better.
top 10 local 2B teams.
Top 10.
Yeah,
Nice.
they're up there.
Well,
Sweet.
your boss is an Adna man.
That's true. That's true. There's a lot of Adna in here.
Yeah, there is. There always is.
What's your town of origin?
I count Forks.
Forks,
That's where I
really?
graduated high school from. Another 2B power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were 1A when you were there, though.
They were 2A when I was there.
Adna was 1A when I was there.
They were 2A, as was Tenino, as was lots of places. Elmo.
Well, yeah, that was
Roseno.
back in pre-2005.
Yes.
There was only one B classification. People forget that.
Judge my age. The coverage, though, over the weekend from the 2Bs and 1Bs in Spokane and from Yakima was fantastic, I thought. I guess there was no weekend coverage in Yakima, so strictly Spokane.
Yeah,
just
the
Spokane
boys.
for the weekend for Championship Saturday.
Yeah, Kody and the Dillons went over there, and Kody did a great job shooting photos, getting everything in quickly. Had some nice shots that led both news and sports.
Yeah, they did. You did a fantastic job, Kody.
Thank you.
I give you a lot of shit, but I want to say, like, genuinely, you did a really good job. All three of you boys did. The Taylors were kind enough to fly them over for the second year.
Must be nice.
I think
That
we're
was very
probably the
nice.
only 2B journalists
Totally.
that got flown across the state. And it's a good thing we did because the weather was terrible. That was Coralie Taylor's idea to start doing that. And it's like one of the many things when you work for the Taylors where you're like, wait, newspapers can do that? Like, we're not going to send them in an 86 Escort that they're going to sleep in the back seat of in the arena parking
Drive
lot.
through the snow. And
Like, we're paying for their gas? What is
How
this?
close? I wonder how close the prices would be for the plane ticket and how much it would cost to fill out the mileage sheet for a drive to Spokane and back.
I don't know. And then you got to factor
couple $100. I've done it.
Really?
Yeah.
Factor in the wear and tear as well on the
Yeah,
vehicles. So.
Exactly.
But no, that was fun. I spent like the entire weekend hunched over my computer processing your guys' photos for social media. And
We did too, trying to get them to upload in the Spokane Arena Wi-Fi.
did the Wi-Fi get better the more teams that were eliminated?
I honestly think so.
Yeah.
It felt like it. Like it felt like it was faster the last day.
Speaking of the mic, Kody.
Yeah, come on, Kody.
I never speak in the mic. If you listen to Sports Dump, you know that.
And the last thing we have to know is, so Dylan Rubin King, we talk about the Dylans. He's our Nisqually Valley News reporter.
6'4", I hear.
6'4", and he...
Probably self-proclaimed.
He's actually 6'2". He wanted to go cover Rainier, so he was a last-minute add-on to the crew. But all the hotels were booked, so there was one hotel room. We want to know who slept where, Kody.
That's
Go on.
classified company information.
It sounds worse when you do it that way.
Yeah, you're
You
right.
trying to claim like a HIPAA violation here? What's going on?
No, but you guys seriously did good.
Me and Dylan shared a bed, and then Dylan slept in the other bed, and there was no couch bed. And I asked him if they have. Well, one of the Dylans asked him if they have cots, like hotels typically do, that you could just roll in.
Uh-huh.
And they said they don't because it was a fire hazard. That's the first I've heard of it being a fire hazard. So me and Dylan shared a bed.
Well, that's fine. It was probably a great bonding experience.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine with it. I didn't have any problems. But then Dylan took like 2 pillows and built like a little wall in between us, and he said that's what he did in college. So he's like, you can't even tell you're in the same.
I
bed
have
as someone."
questions. I really do.
What kind of college did you get? Arizona?
It's ASU.
Interesting.
The Dylans. I love the Dylans.
He was right
Yeah.
though. I slept like I was in my own bed. It worked.
The Dylans
Great.
are way better than when we had 4 Erics. So.
Yeah, I agree. Any other preamble stuff we need to hit on before we get going?
No, let's just get rolling.
All right, news items. First up, Rochester-based dairy recalls raw milk due to possible health risk. Where do you guys stand on raw milk? You big raw milk guys?
No, is that like fresh off the teat? Is that how that goes?
I think
The
so.
udder?
What do you define raw milk as? Like unprocessed or?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
unpasteurized, really.
Having worked at a dairy farm for like 3 years of my young adult
flex.
life, I'm
Yeah.
not. I would not drink raw milk. But
You know what tipped me off, because I'm also not a raw milk expert, is the news release from the Department of Agriculture, and made sure to include at the bottom, it said, while it is legal to sell raw milk. And I was like, that was in question? Like, that should tell you something right there.
Yeah, from the FDA, raw milk can contain a variety of disease-causing pathogens, as demonstrated by numerous scientific studies. These studies, along with numerous foodborne outbreaks, clearly demonstrate the risk associated with drinking raw milk. It's very popular with like the homesteader mommy
Amish.
Instagram crowd.
Oh yeah. Well, like I don't know. I feel like if I just had like one cow, maybe that it was in my field and it's just nice and clean, I might drink some water from that cow. But
Yeah,
when
like, I'm
when you've
sure-
got like 200 of them like it's laying around and just piles of their own feces, and
Well, it doesn't affect the milk.
No, but it's still
Like, I'm sure, like,
What's
I've had raw milk when I was a kid,
Yeah, I think I've tried it before. It's just tastes like milk.
But I would feel weird buying raw milk. I
Yeah.
guess that's where I draw the line. Like, if you can actually see it coming out of the cow, like,
exactly.
that's one
That's what
thing.
I'm saying. Like if I had my own cow and I was the one milking it and I knew
yeah.
where it's coming from, I'd be like, okay, this is fine. But when it's just from a stranger in a bottle, that's when it gets a little weird.
So
Words to live by.
to enrich the dialogue here, advocates of raw milk say that it's a more complete natural food containing more amino acids, antimicrobials, vitamins, minerals, and fatty acids.
My big takeaway from here is that anyone out there drinking raw milk probably isn't going to take advice on diseases from the deep state government anyway.
that
So,
might be
like,
true.
what's the point?
And this was a self-reported matter as well. This wasn't
that's good.
This wasn't the DA coming down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Department of Agriculture.
Yes.
I mean, I know in the filtration process, a lot of the nutrients they're talking about gets filtered out, but so does, like the stuff that's terrible
Diseases.
for you. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's
a give and
your
take.
bet. Yeah. Take your guess. Yeah.
Next item. Salvation Army provides an update on coordinated entry program to the Lewis County Commissioners. The short version is they helped a lot of people and didn't spend all of the $150,000 on their contract yet, but there was some good information in there.
Sure enough, I see by the length of your notes that we're going to move on to the next topic.
Yeah, unless you want to
No, I got
continue
nothing.
at all.
I got nothing to add.
We had a
Love
story.
the Salvation Army.
Yeah. Downtown Centralia shop's gone after building owners elect not to renew month-to-month leases. Faye Mellon and her daughter Kelly are the owners of Alivia's Attic, and Dan Waller is the owner of Pacific Coin. They both moved their stores' inventories into storage and are currently looking for new business spaces to rent in the area. This is the building on the corner of, not Main.
Yeah, man.
Is it Main?
Yeah.
Main and Tower?
Yeah, I think that's right.
Are they officially moved out now?
I think so. This
yeah,
was
they
a
were
week
out
ago.
as of late February. They didn't get renewed for March.
Oh, okay.
It's the most popular story on our website for like a day and a half, surprisingly.
I went. It looked like I was there. I guess it was the week before I left, so it would have been.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you took those photos.
Yeah, I took the photos in there, and they were still open for business when I went there. But it doesn't feel like it was 2 weeks ago now.
Yeah, Spokane will take a lot out of a man.
Yeah, you lose all sense
Two
of time over there.
Dylans. Yeah.
Dude, with
It
both
gets
the
to you.
Dylans.
They're also up there renovating the apartments upstairs in those buildings, and the building is owned by Lee Ingram, who at least at one point owned the Gibson House building down the street. And I think he's got the mall
Lewis
or
County Mall,
Yardbirds.
yeah. Lewis County Mall's been looking sharp, too. I don't know if you've been over there lately.
They're doing some kind of renovation in the
To
parking lot.
revitalize it. At one point, they were going to put some apartment units on that property, so I don't know if that's what they're doing.
Think we get a Sears in there?
We got a Minuteman Press.
Yeah.
One of the finest outfits in all of Chehalis, the great Daryl Lund.
Shout out Daryl.
Yep.
Got the movie
Think he
theater in
listens?
there? Yeah.
There's also a movie theater in there, yeah. Mm-hmm. Pretty sure there's still a licensing place. There's storage units, yeah.
Is there?
Yep. Yeah, indoor storage units. Big business.
Yeah. All right. Cool. That's what's going on at the mall. Is the outdoor store still over there?
I don't
Yes.
know. I haven't been in there in a long time. Cody
When I
says
went
yes.
to take photos, Minuteman Press, me and Owen went in there in the store. Just
Do
to
they still have that
check
little
out ammo
like
prices?
amusement island in the middle with
Oh
like
yeah,
the rides
yeah.
for kids and
they've got the
stickers and
gumballs in there. They've probably been in there since like 2004,
70s.
yeah. Whenever that place was built, I don't know.
things? Oh, it looks lively though when you drive by. So
Yeah.
and then you get to Yardbirds.
And you're like, oh. It's so weird driving by Yardbirds at night and it's all dark.
Yeah, it's a little different.
Creepy.
Yeah.
Next item, Lewis County Transit sees a 35% increase in fixed route ridership. What is fixed route? Is that just like a specific...
It's routes that are
The
fixed.
yeah, I was gonna say.
Well, do they have other routes? Or
Yeah,
just
they've
like
got like
freestyles?
they've got like their DART service. Like they'll pick you up. There's like they have
Oh,
lots
right,
of
the
stuff.
DART service, yeah.
Yeah, lots of stuff, Aaron.
Ridership aboard Lewis County Transit's fixed routes increased by 35% last year compared to 2022. Executive Director Joe Clark told the county commissioners on Tuesday. They're getting that clear hydrogen bump, and a hydrogen bus is on the way this month. You
Another
excited?
For the hydrogen bus?
Yeah. You guys going to ride the hydrogen bus?
I've already ridden a hydrogen bus.
How was it?
Didn't even realize it was moving.
Oh, yeah, you rode it with Jay.
I rode it with Jay, my buddy that I took a photo with.
J-Bo.
Yeah, J-Bo. Yeah,
You guys
my
are
buddy
friends.
Jay. Yeah. We went for a ride on the hydrogen bus with Joe.
Is that already in action in here?
I don't know.
We already have a hydrogen bus?
Did you miss this while I was gone for my new child? So
maybe this. Yeah. Maybe it was like the one. Maybe they hadn't put it into the lineup yet. The one we rode, but
they've visited before too. I know, like in the past.
It's like a demo bus.
Yeah, demo bus.
Does it say they have a new, like brand new hydrogen bus coming, or just new? Because the one we rode was like a refurbished old diesel bus.
Not 100% sure. It's just what was said.
Gotcha.
All right. Well, a hydrogen fueling and production facility at the Port of Chehalis should be operational by the first quarter of next year, while e-transit stations that exit 63, 77, and 88 are also under development, Clark said. Do you guys ever feel like the hydrogen car deal is just a big, some people will do absolutely anything to avoid driving an electric car situation?
It could be, yeah. Yeah. No, I actually don't think so. I let you know my feelings about fossil fuels yesterday, so
you're all for them.
Horse is out of I'm just saying there's not going to be a time where they're not used. Not in my lifetime.
Well, I mean,
and I'm going to make darn sure of that.
What about my lifetime?
I don't know. I just can't. I can't see it. For example, I think of like I was telling Aaron, Montana. I lived in Montana a while, and some of those far-flung towns, like,
yeah.
I mean, I guess over time you could get there, but those gas guzzlers, I think they're gonna stick around. They're gonna be resilient.
Well, my dad always says his problem with electric cars is the thing he always tells me is, well, what happens when the battery dies? You got to throw the whole car away. So,
fair enough.
Yeah. I agree.
We both witnessed Chronicle contributor Brandon Hansen having a just short of a mental breakdown over the fact that he couldn't find a spot to charge his car here in Centralia the other night.
And we have charging
There's no chargers.
stations.
There's chargers like right over there.
They're around, but
outlets.
What he was saying was the same thing I heard on NPR, which is like they did like an audit and like half of them don't work nationwide.
Really?
Maybe less than that. Yeah, they're just malfunctioning and there's not enough like backup mechanical brain power to go in and fix them all. I don't know. I probably butchered that.
I saw a post the other day that was like, just wait until the tweakers find out that there's copper wire inside those chargers.
Oh boy. That's gonna be rough.
I shouldn't have leaked that into the community.
I'm sure they're not easy to. Yeah, a lot of tweakers are listening to this podcast.
I also have to say on the topic of Lewis County Transit, when I heard that they were rebranding from Twin Transit to Lewis County Transit, I was kind of a Debbie Downer, and I was just like, man, that's going to take them forever to rebrand. Like, oh man, they're going to have to do all the wraps on the buses. And then I drove by like the Mellon Street parking right. It was done. It was all done. Yeah, I think they did that right.
Somebody just took a spray paint and X'd out Lewis County or Twin Transit and wrote Lewis County on top of it.
They used whiteout and scribbled it.
Next item, Chehalis approves funding to create treatment court program in partnership with Lewis County Drug Court. The Chehalis City Council unanimously approved a 1-year interlocal agreement for the program this has been last Monday. This is good, and it gave you, Schwartz, a chance to run a picture of Alan Unzelman, who I believe is this podcast's legal representative.
Yeah, I don't know for sure that he is. We've only been legally challenged twice at this point, and neither of them required the use of an attorney.
Do you think he's got that on his LinkedIn page?
Dump?
No, the News Dump specifically has been targeted by legal action twice.
Well, as someone who's listened to the News Dump once, can you tell me why?
I voiced my opinion on the Lewis County News.
Oh, that time. I forgot about that.
And literally, we got a letter from them that was just like, you can't talk bad about it. And I don't know, they're still trash. And then the Lewis County prosecutor sent us a letter. What was that for? Oh, the use of the county logo. We used the logo in what's it, pod art?
It was a response to somebody else co-opting the county logo and getting a cease and desist order. And so then we did it and got one. And then we took the letter and photoshopped it to say, like, keep using the logo. It looks sick or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Yes, Alan Unzelman is this newspaper's legal representation.
Sure. Okay. I'm all caught up now. Thank you.
I thought it was a wonderful idea, though. Lewis County Drug Court seems to be working out pretty well.
It does, yeah. And it looks like they're not trying to reinvent the wheel. They just looked at the county's version. It was like, we want a piece of that action, so we're bringing it in. But yeah, to graduate, a drug court participant must have a full-time job in stable housing, complete recommended treatment, be clean for 6 months and in the program for at least 16 months, have a sober mentor, and pay any court-ordered fines and restitution stemming from their case. And once someone graduates, their charges are dismissed. It's a good program.
I'd say like drug court in general, but specifically Lewis County Drug Court seems to be like a common ground, like for both sides of the criminal justice debate. Like you see Democrats in the legislature trying to find ways to ease up on, and I'm not judging it, but ease up on criminality, and then the other side's very much so trying to crack down. And drug court's kind of like a what's the meme where the hands are embraced?
The predator meme?
Yeah, the predator meme. It's drug court, we can agree that helping them and not sticking them in jail automatically if they're willing to put in some work is worthwhile.
The predator reference is appropriate because Kody spent all weekend saying, "Dylan, you son of a bitch."
What?
Kody's representative of the phenomena of, being in your upper 30s and 40s and no one getting your references downstairs anymore. Kody's, you 19? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like how we grew a crawler here. We had Jared Winselberger. He came in here as a teenager, and we kept him for like 6 years, and then he left the coop, and immediately we had Kody.
Yeah, he's a new crawler.
Are you saying I'm the same thing?
No, you're just you're a local boy who's wanted a chance at the newspaper, did a great job, and is getting opportunities because of that. I think you're doing an incredible job.
Yeah.
I haven't heard of these opportunities. Is someone trying to steal me from you? That you haven't told me about?
I mean, we gave you the opportunity to go to that smelt assignment.
Yes, that was wonderful.
And then work till 10 o'clock at night, that same night.
I'm glad I did that one, though, and worked 16 hours that day. It didn't go to day when there's no smelt.
Yeah, we sent other photographer Ridley Hudson down to Castle Rock to do the second smelt run of the year today, and she's been reporting from there all day. I mean, she's seriously been there like 5 hours.
Just waiting for one single smelt.
No, they've had like 16 at the last count. Like one guy caught 2 and one caught 14.
I think when I went, there had to be a couple of people pull out 16 in one.
Oh yeah,
swipe.
they were getting them for sure.
Yeah,
they're, as you might imagine, the people are not thrilled about this on social media.
Well, especially if they went a long ways, because I talked to some people that drove like 3+ hours to get there.
Yeah, very easily. It's a unique thing. And we also shared photos on Facebook today from a photographer down in Clark County that showed sea lions just eating those smelt by the mouthful. So all roads lead back to capping sea lions. Let me tell you, it would solve a lot of problems in the state.
Just send Jim Walsh down there to bark back at him.
Oh, come on.
Next item, Bomb Squad determines device that led to evacuations in Chehalis was not an explosive. There was a suspicious
what the
bomb.
hell was that?
We're getting into it.
I remember reading that in Spokane.
There was a suspicious bomb at Chase Bank in Chehalis on Wednesday. That's on Market.
I'd say all bombs are a bit suspicious. It was believed to be an improvised explosive device.
It's like fireworks are bombs that are supposed to be bombs.
True.
Yeah, those aren't suspicious.
Police arrived, cleared everyone out, and called in the State Patrol's bomb squad. The bomb squad, quote, determined that the safest course of action would be to do a controlled detonation of the device, according to Chehalis police. Then, after the controlled detonation, the bomb squad examined the device and determined it was not an IED, the police department said in a news release Thursday morning. I'm not going to question the protocols here, but like they blew it up and then determined it wasn't a bomb. Was that just based on like how big the explosion was?
Okay, this clears up a lot for me. I was really confused because let me look at it. I was messaging Ridley because she was taking photos at the bomb thing. I was like, has anything happened yet? Did it go boom? And she's like, no. And she sent me some kind of message along the lines of, they just set the bomb off and Chad was walking right up to it.
Yeah.
In my mind, I think, the bank exploded and Chad's just like walking through it. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
That was a pretty funny story that was told to me. And I'll probably get it wrong, but yeah, Chad loves an active news scene. And so he stopped by on his way back from the Chronicle over to Chehalis. And yeah, he was walking up to it when they detonated it. And I guess he dived behind a tree or something. I don't know. Not like dived, but was just like, get safe.
Did they determine what it was if it wasn't a bomb?
They never said. I don't know. I have thoughts on the whole thing. So it was like 4 o'clock when I heard on the scanner. It was like I believe it was a Chehalis officer that was just like, we're going to evacuate him. It looks like an IED. And we don't get that every day. So sent Ridley over there. And I don't know, traffic continued to flow and like, everyone was kind of lackadaisical about it. They didn't put out a news release on what actually happened till the next day. So the only information we had was what Ridley could garner from like watching it actively. I think Chehalis should treat that as like a IED drill and maybe like send out like a statement of some sort, let people know. Cause I got an email from a resident that was evacuated, told to leave back behind Chase Bank. And it was like 2 hours after the fact, and she was asking us what was going on. And like, imagine if you're one of those people and you hear a big loud boom, you're going to assume it was an IED, and it did blow up. And I don't know. It just seemed like it could have been handled a little better, but I'm really glad it wasn't a bomb.
Yeah. All right. What else do we have on here? Do you want to talk about the 3 bills, 2 bills, however many bills they passed?
The initiatives?
Yeah.
The people of Washington submitted enough signatures on 6 initiatives. The Democrats of Washington only wanted to hold hearings on 3 of them. And so they did so yesterday. They did one on police pursuits. I saw a lot of celebration in the law enforcement community on this one. The initiative lowers the standard when assessing a suspect's risk to safety of a community from, quote, serious risk of harm to others to threat to the safety of others. And then it also changes reasonable suspicion that a person has committed a violent offense to reasonable suspicion that a person has violated a law. So that was the first one. A parental bill of rights was the second. That one I'm personally a little less clear on exactly what it does. You can read about that at chronline.com, but the basic overarching mission, I guess, of that one is just to empower parents to know what's happening in schools, to have a say in it.
Yeah, which has always been impossible before.
Thank you for acknowledging that. And then the other, which is very near and dear to me, is the ban on income taxes. I've already been crushed under the weight of this other tax, the capital gains tax.
You and I were both just borderline.
My precious holdings,
finding one extra single dollar on the side of the road would have pushed us both into that $250,000 a year outside of your salary or real estate transactions income threshold.
What should tell you everything you need to know about me as it relates to the topic of the capital gains tax is while we're discussing this, I just started thinking about that $20 bill I found on Eureka up on the launch like a year ago.
Yeah.
That was a big day.
Did you report it?
No.
Whoa.
I kept it.
Well.
$20 bill, man. I didn't touch it for a while because I had read that you can, somebody could have snorted fentanyl out of that or something. I don't know.
Look at Al Capone over here evading his taxes.
What do you mean you didn't touch it? Does the fentanyl just expire and it's okay? Or
yeah, I risked it. I was like, I'm not reporting this income to family headquarters.
You put on a glove and took it to a Blarney's and bought a drink with it.
Just handed it to Ryan.
Yeah.
Is that what you're supposed to do if you find a $5 bill in the
I
street?
actually don't know. I don't know why that's where my headspace was. Fentanyl is making us all think weird.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was the third one. And then there are others such as the reversal of the Climate Commitment Act and the capital gains tax. And I'm missing one. What's the third one I'm missing? Anyways, 3 initiatives are heading to the ballot, and just gird your loins and prepare for months and months of advertising on these from both sides.
A few other headlines. Miss Lewis County Scholarship Program is set for Saturday. Is that this Saturday?
That is this Saturday. And if you were planning to attend,
there, Kody or Ridley?
Ridley.
Ridley works Saturdays. So
yeah, Ridley will have that one. And this is the first year of a Miss Teen Lewis County as well.
Okay.
I don't want to tip the scales or anything, but I did look and see that the daughter of a certain former Chronicle freelancer, Karina Stanton, is in the running.
Okay.
For the teen crown, Ruby Stanton. The others are Hayden Bartell of Chehalis, Lily Bailey of Chehalis, Haley Sturdivant of Chehalis, and Capri O'Neill of Centralia. Those are the teens anyways. If you wanted me to, I could run through the finalists for the
You know what? Let's give people a reason to click on chronline.com.
To go to Chronline, yeah.
So yeah, that is coming up on Saturday at Corbett Theater at Centralia College.
And it is sold out.
It's been sold out for weeks.
Yeah, it's a hot ticket.
Yeah. You sure you don't want to go cover it, Kody? It's sold out. Big ticket.
Sounds like fun.
Network's going to want plenty of coverage.
Yeah.
I wonder if anyone's like scalping tickets to it, like a secondary market.
Like outside?
Yeah, just out front. That would be pretty funny.
Yeah, just one guy standing outside.
I've got 2.
Need tickets? Need 2. Yeah.
Other news that isn't quite up on Chronline yet, but I was working on it earlier, and people are going to say this is fake, but there is a rack in Lewis County now where you can purchase a copy of the Chronicle with Bitcoin.
It made it out.
It's been placed.
One Bitcoin, one issue.
One Bitcoin.
Not only that, but it's at the Cenex over in Chehalis if you want to get eyes on it or steal the copper wire out of it. It's at the Cenex right there as you're going into downtown Chehalis. Right. It has sold 10 papers this week.
Wow, with Bitcoin?
Maybe
Bitcoin?
Since it's been placed, yeah. Yeah.
I think it's just Chad over there buying them to goose the numbers.
It could be. It's a fun story, though, and most of it's like written up by the guy who did it, who is David Plotz, Lewis County PUD general manager, took this on as like a personal side project, and he had the background and ingenuity to pull it off. And I think it's kind of cool. I mean,
how many does that mean? You can? Does it work the other way? Like, can you exchange?
Yeah, you can use quarters.
Yeah, but like, can I take those newspapers and trade them back in for Bitcoin?
No,
it's not a two-way.
No, that would be cool. Maybe that's his next project. But,
interesting.
He just got tired of not having the proper coinage for his Chronicle. I find it interesting nexus because newspapers are, thought of as an older person's medium, and Bitcoin is thought of as a younger person's currency.
That's exactly
and
the reason I first made fun of it when it was in the news office. But I'm glad to hear it's doing good, though. That's awesome.
I mean, I just think it's cool. I think it's a good story. Yeah. I tried to find out if there's any other papers that have one, and I didn't find one. There's papers that'll take Bitcoin as like a transaction, if you're buying ads or a subscription or something, like over the phone. I'm sure not over the phone, online, but not that. Anyways, Cenex, go get your Bitcoin wallet and head on over.
I would think Cenex was the gas station that Bitcoin users use.
Oh yeah, it's a refined
sounds futuristic.
Spot. They got the nice non-ethanol gas.
They got the best raw milk in the county.
Yeah.
I get all my raw milk and raw fuel at Cenex.
I think the people that use raw milk and the people that use Bitcoin are on opposite ends of the spectrum, but I could be wrong.
That's a good point.
Oh, there's a nexus. There's always a nexus.
There's one other one. We don't need to get into the entire story, but the headline on this one, you need to do more than just vote. Lewis County Republicans host their annual Lincoln Day dinner. That sounds like a threat.
Yeah, it wasn't, though. They were just saying
dinner?
you need to get out there and volunteer and stuff like that.
Yeah, protest outside drag shows, things of that nature.
Man, you're always holding people's past sins against them, aren't you?
It wasn't that long ago, and we'll get to more on that later.
All right, when was the drag show?
You need to learn to have a forgiving heart, Aaron. You live longer.
Compared to what?
Me.
Anything else on the front page that you want to get to before we take our ad break?
No, I mean, yeah, no, not really. That'll do.
All right, we'll be right back.
Hi, this is Jeff and Julie from Fairway Lanes.
Jeff and I met Jacek of Summit Funding at our bowling center, so when we fell in love with this community and it was time to relocate, we knew we would be calling Summit Funding.
They understand that everyone has a unique situation when buying a home.
He had already helped 2 of our employees get into their own homes. The Summit Funding team exceeded our expectations. It was a seamless experience with great communication from his whole team.
Thank you to Summit Funding for making our buying experience special and memorable.
Okay, we're back. It's time for segments, and first up is Tales from the Takes page. Leading off that, we've got a column from Isabel Vanderstoop.
She's back.
She's back
for
in
one column.
Column form, titled Grammy winner Brandy Clark is the perfect big stage hero for Lewis County. The alternate title for this was, I used to work for this newspaper, and I want you all to remember how much you miss me. Not really. It's a good column. It's about Brandy Clark and Morton. And Brandy Clark being pretty cool.
And she talked to Chad Kramer for this story, too.
Did she really?
Yeah. I think so, if I'm remembering the actual column correctly. What's he do out there in Morton?
He was the boys basketball coach for Morton White Pass for a long time. Or for a couple years. Before that, he was an assistant coach.
District championship winning basketball coach.
Yeah, long time Morton guy.
Yeah, Isabel reached out and said she might have this, but she went the extra step and reached out to Clark's camp to make sure it would be okay to write about her time here in Lewis County, et cetera.
Yeah.
And they said it was cool. She said it was the thrill of her year. The best thing that's happened to her this year was being featured in the Chronicle, second the Grammy.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Is that lady from Morton? Like, she grew up there?
Brandy Clark? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Guess I better read the column,
played basketball out there, I believe.
Is she Lewis County's first Grammy winner, if we count her? I know she doesn't live here anymore, but is there another? Chris Gunther get one of those?
He did not.
Love Chris Gunther, by the way.
What about, I really do enjoy him. Did Merce Cunningham get a Grammy? He was like a dancer, though.
Yeah, he was a dancer.
That's something else. Did they give Grammys for dancing? Cody?
I don't think so.
Have you heard her song Northwest?
Yeah.
It hits different when you've been there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like country
I
music.
think I might
enthusiast
have
here.
heard one. I think I might have heard that one. It sounds familiar.
Yeah,
She did a lot of really good songwriting too. Like I think she wrote a couple Miranda Lambert songs or something.
yeah. It's kind of in her second career, not second career, but second.
Second phase.
Yeah, second phase.
Which
as a
Grammy
performer.
did she win specifically?
Oh,
Best rap album.
Of course you're gonna ask me that. Best Americana performance.
Oh, cool.
Americana.
Yeah.
Pronounce it.
Well, I guess the best of Americana is in Warren, Washington. Then,
Clearly, I
Yeah.
mean, we knew that already.
yeah, nothing. It doesn't get more American than the Loggers Jubilee, right?
No, it does not.
Have you gone to a Loggers Jubilee? Yeah.
I have, yeah.
I don't know how you feel about this as our current photographer, but Jared Winselberger, who we've mentioned a few times, he's going to be back here on vacation, and he wants to shoot the Loggers Jubilee.
What?
Cody's pissed.
Flying across the country to shoot the Loggers
Yeah, what
Jubilee.
kind of vacation is that?
Yeah, you said you might want to shoot the fair too. A lot of people think that your job's not really a job, Cody. It's recreation. You're having fun. When I send you to the Smelts, I'm like, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Like, have fun. I don't know why I keep going back to the
You're
Smelts. We
working
shot other
vacation
stuff.
over in Spokane. Jeez.
Yeah, oh, yeah, that happened to you.
Next column, Lewis County is driving the shift to trucking's green hydrogen future. We've got another look at how great hydrogen is column that doesn't really address any of the concerns people have. So,
I think that's fair enough.
yeah.
It just arrived in my email. They asked if we'd run it. It has a Lewis County focus. It's got the author is former chairman of the Washington Trucking Association.
And he appears to be a real person, unlike Lou.
Lou Desmond is a
Lemons?
real person.
Sure he is.
I promise you, he's a real person.
Definitely lives in
We
Woodlock.
definitely didn't pay him for a letter to the editor, which has been alleged.
I'm
Just saying.
I had Roadhouse on in the background earlier, and the scene where the guy's like, "I brought J.C. Penney to this town," made me think of Lou Desmond being like, "And I brought the insulation factory to California all by myself."
Yeah, it did hit weird.
Was it the new Roadhouse that we watched the trailer of?
No, it was the original Roadhouse. Have you seen the original Roadhouse?
I haven't. You made fun of me
It's
for this
on
last time.
Amazon Prime. You got to watch it. It's,
Okay, I don't
it's a
have
banger.
Amazon Prime.
Okay,
The whole
well,
hydrogen debate is, if you're not into into hydrogen, which very few people are, you don't really care. Like talking with people, but the people who care, they care about it like militantly. So I am in the camp that doesn't like understand it enough to get too worked up about it. So I'm just processing takes. I'm a take processor.
Okay. Next column, rejecting a misguided celebration of International Women's Day at the college.
Oh boy.
This comes from Sean Swope, who identifies as a man and prefers he, him pronouns and does not have any weird hang-ups about controversial social issues that some people might find at odds with his opinions. You know what I mean. I'm talking, of course, about using AI to write columns, which he has done once again.
I told you in advance that I'd rather not discuss this topic, and you told me I could sit out, so I'm sitting out.
There is a 0%
Okay, I guess I'll sit in. Give me some info about it.
There is a 0% chance that Sean Swope would have pretended to know International Women's Day exists if he didn't see an opportunity to write about how much he hates trans people, which he does. He uses the word biological 13 times in this column. And by he, I mean the AI system he used to
Did
produce
you run it
this
through
column.
an AI checker?
No, but one of our commenters did, I believe. We'll get to that later.
Those lie.
Yeah.
I can also tell you how to
Do
get
they?
around them being a college student.
You heard that, Centralia College. You heard
Yeah.
that.
I've said it on the sports dump.
Anyway,
You use it for reference.
He,
Not to write papers.
he spends the first part reminding everyone that he's married to a biological woman. Do you introduce your wife that way?
Yes.
Somebody.
Anyway, the column struck me as odd because he's doing exactly what he's arguing against, which is appropriating a woman's identity to celebrate women. The whole thing is just a man explaining how upset he is by a trans woman being involved in International Women's Day, which is a celebration. And if you don't agree with that, it's very easy to just not go to this, which there was zero chance he was going to go to anyway.
Where was this?
I
Trans
don't
woman
think it's
involved
happened
in the-
yet. It is going to happen. Well, he doesn't actually say who is doing what and where in the column.
Okay.
So,
Just yelling.
yeah.
I mean, some would say that does a service to, if you're going to have this debate, to not create a lightning rod. I mean, I'm
Yeah,
sure that played into
I
his
mean,
mind. I think you would have criticized him for opposite reasons had he included where it was and who it was. You'd have been like, oh, now they're going to target this person. And like, I don't know. Like, that just seems like I don't know. like a whiny thing.
I hope that the next time any of the committees or commissions or whatever he's involved in want to host an event at Centralia College, they politely decline and just say no. Like, he's given us a bunch of shit and a bunch of trouble, and we'd just rather not have him here. But anyway, this is big Karen energy from a guy who's been pretty quiet since the news dropped that he blew the county budget and got embarrassed in court by the YMCA. So good to see he is back doing what he does best, which is not his job.
Maybe I'll walk.
This has been a commentary by Chronicle Associate Editor Aaron VanTuyl.
Yeah, that's right. And I am a biological man.
I don't like
sir.
I don't like to talk about topics that hold the potential of hurting someone. You know what I mean? I'm being serious. Like,
but if a columnist wants to write 500 words about it, that's something else.
If a public official is writing on a topic like that, am I supposed to be the gatekeeper at that point to just say, no, I've decided that this is a debate that's settled, even though a lot of people feel the same way as you, they do not deserve to see their opinion because this has been decided by Eric Schwartz?
No. Look, if you're going to write something like this, you're opening yourself up for criticism.
Agreed. Yeah. And that's kind of my mantra on the opinion page, and it's what's happened. I mean, we've had 4 or 5 letters to the editor that were quite displeased with it. They've been bumped to the front of the line and ran immediately. But I mean, I would argue that the opinion page is for this type of thing, and we have to still be able to talk about things. You can't decide that one person has the right opinion, one has the wrong on every case. You can certainly make that determination on many things.
Look, I've said it before. I wish you would spend the time he spends bloviating about bullshit like this on something more important, like maybe something else going on in his district even.
That's fair opinion. I think you should write a column about it and send it on over to me. This is my
column. I will just transcribe this.
Do it.
I will go to AI.com and enter in Swope's opinion is bad and see what it produces.
You could do that. I've been dreading this topic all week.
But like writing this a week after the friendship fence is vandalized, like just give it a break, man. Anyway.
What's the friendship fence?
It's the rainbow fence in Chehalis.
It was vandalized.
Yeah.
But they caught the guys because of last week's hero of the week.
And what was the address that one of those guys got bailed out to?
It's the place downtown Centralia that was tied to some white supremacy.
Why doesn't he write a column about that? Hey, music store that's white supremacist. Why don't you do something?
I think that's fair.
Or just leave instead of being like, college, how dare you?
No, I think your opinions are valid. I do feel the need sometimes to make sure, just like I would with Sean Swope's opinion, to make it clear that those are your opinions. And
that's fine.
We have space for all of them on the opinion page. Write a letter to the editor at 500 words or less. Kody, do you know what happens if someone writes a letter over 500 words?
Backspace button.
You send it back. You send it back.
You slap commentary on it and write it in bigger font.
I have to admit, I make exceptions to that. Dave Muller's written a couple letters questioning the hydrogen situation, and his have been 600 to 700 words, I think. And I kind of just slip them in there and hope nobody notices. And I don't know why I'm admitting this here, but it's like this is a respected member of the community. Yeah. This is somewhere between a letter to the editor and a commentary. I feel like it has value, and I feel like reducing 200 words might reduce that value. So we'll pump it through. But for the everyman, 500 words or less, please.
And you print everything that comes into the letter submission box, correct?
I try my best, but I have a stack of handwritten cursive letters on my desk right now, and some of them are aging. And
everything that comes in, even if it's real brief.
I try. There are some brief ones in there. There was
a few words long.
Oh, that one, no. Yeah, there was a submission that I will not be running. It was.
I would say it's every bit as relevant as the column we're discussing.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it breaks some journalistic standards.
I would say it breaks the same ones the column we're discussing breaks. Anyway,
fair.
You want to talk about the roof doctor?
Let's do it. You know, when you're having a raging debate about culture, society, and
it's
things,
important to do so under a fine roof from a fine, established Lewis County company like our friends at the Roof Doctor, who've been taking care of your roofs since 1959. They're a family-owned business. And you know what? You know what they'll give you on the house? Estimate. And a roof.
That's big of them.
Free estimate.
A roof on the house?
An estimate. A free estimate, you see?
No.
It's a play on words.
He just discovered a very good catchphrase for the Roof Doctor.
The
first roof is on the house.
That's pretty good.
That's really good.
Use code News Dump and get half off your first roof.
That's not true.
I'm also a retired roofer, remember? I'm full of the great ideas like this.
That's right.
Cody's had like 6 careers, like retired roofer,
If you have any negative feelings about the Roof Doctor and you air them on one of our podcasts,
I love the Roof Doctor.
You guys will have one bed in Spokane next time.
They're the greatest sponsor ever.
They're pretty good. They are a phenomenal sponsor.
They're top 4. top 3.
I don't know, man. Global Septic's got a great place in my heart.
Yeah. Visit theroofdoctor.com to learn more. You can give them a call locally at 360-736-0246. They've got an office on Bishop Road in Chehalis. You can also contact them at 360-499-0064. They offer new roofing, re-roofing, roof repair, roof cleaning, and emergency roofing. The Roof Doctor. I do not have a Sirens Banger of the Week.
No, I didn't really either, so let's just make it like a crime, and it's not a crime of the week, just a crime that a lot of our readers were discussing. Definitely not to be made a joke of or find humor in. But the appalling crime of the last 24 hours was we had from Emily Fitzgerald, Centralia man accused of using sledgehammer to violently assault and rob woman. That's the headline. It was his roommate, and they did it it was him and another guy did it for like $60 to $70 that she had.
Jesus.
They took the woman to the hospital, and like the quote in the story is that it was you could almost see her skull. Like it was that bad. So we were having the discussion, as were many commenters, on why that wasn't attempted murder. It sure seems like it. I know intent obviously is it. If he had intended on it, maybe. But attacking a woman with a sledgehammer and bashing her head in certainly seems like...
That's horrific. I hope that guy goes away for quite a while.
Yeah. So, if you're interested in the name on that one, it's Brian Yost, 45 of Centralia. Keep away.
Yeah, I will.
He's still in jail, though.
People's Champion of the Week. We've got Centralia-based embalmer attends prestigious seminar. This is, hold on, I'm clicking out of the ads on your website. This is Contessa King, is the embalmer, I believe?
Yes.
Oh, is this the nice lady you told me about earlier?
Well, yeah,
yes,
we were going over the
Kody.
notes.
When we were going over the show notes.
Right.
It is what happened.
Mm-hmm.
This is Contessa King of Newell Hurling. Is it Hurlings?
I've honestly never heard it spoken. I've only read it.
Newell Hurling's Mortuary in Centralia recently completed 31 contact hours of specialized embalming and reconstructive training at the Fountain National Academy. Cool name.
She's the only one you have on here, and with all due respect, I believe the Hero of the Week this week, People's Champion of the Week, is locked up.
Is it Kody?
No, it should be Kody. I love Kody, but no, it's gotta be Hayden Kaut, right?
You're stepping on.
You guys don't have a Hero of the Week. So
if we did.
It crosses over. We made Campos the Hero of the Week.
Oh, yeah, the county commissioners acknowledged him, by the way.
So Hayden Kaut of Napavine hit the game-winning shot in the state championship game with 13.5 seconds to go. Kody did not get a photo of it.
I did get a photo of it.
I didn't see a photo of it.
It was just obstructive.
It wasn't a great photo.
It's tough when they're shooting from the wing, you know?
Yeah,
it's
I was
tough
shooting
angle.
from the opposite wing.
I'm looking at 50 wonderful photos here, so you did fine.
I have a photo of her taking the shot, but the defender's hand is right in her face.
Speaking of the mic, Kody.
I have a shot of her taking the game-winning shot. I have the good one where the ball's leaving her hand, but her defender's face is right over her face. And then I have one of her that's just her shooting, but the ball's out of frame.
She had to do like a double pump on that, right?
Yeah, she pump faked him.
Pump faked twice and
good shot.
Sinks it. That was exciting. It was exciting even for me, sitting on my couch with my laptop open. I was just like, 13 seconds. We're going to do it.
It was pretty wild. And it was kind of funny because it was one of those times where I think kind of everyone watching was just like someone takes a shot down 2, and they shoot a 3 and you're like, what are you doing? And then they hit it. You're like, oh, okay, that's okay.
Is she a sophomore or junior?
Sophomore.
Yeah, and
she's good.
This
She's
is a good
legit.
segue to the greatest headline that's been written this year, and
Go
one
off,
that
go
was
off.
I love it.
poo-pooed.
Hold on.
Came in here on Sunday, as Aaron and I often do, to get to work on the Tuesday paper, and just genius struck me when I was like, the headline on the front page, A1 needs to be knockout punch. So knock and then Kaut, K-A-U-T, little hyphen in between. And Aaron said it was terrible and that we shouldn't do it and it was awful. And so I leave, and then he updates the sports front page, and what do I see but knockout punch on the sports page?
It worked better as a tabloid headline on the sports front page. The one
agree.
you ran on, I think, you know what? It all worked out for the best.
It did, and I actually agreed with we put it out to, and it was partially to shame you because I knew I had captured lightning in a bottle.
You do know what the people of Facebook want.
And Instagram. Big Instagram guy, Eric. So I put it out there, and one of them was like, the cover should really be like a whole team thing, and I agree with that. So we put her on the sports cover, though. They got both full covers, though. That's not something that happens every state championship.
No.
Maybe if I got a good shot of her on the game-winning shot, it would have made the front
If
page.
you had done your job,
I'm
Kody,
sorry.
then things would have been different.
Of the thousands of photos I took, it's the one I missed.
No, you did so good. I can't highlight that enough. And the people have said as much too. I've gotten emails, comments, just great coverage. I say it almost every year because I'm really proud of how our guys do and gals over at state competition. But it felt like the best one we've done, the two Bs. As far as like across all platforms, it was just nice. And you were getting those photos out so fast. It was just crazy with good cut lines.
Most of them I did. I would shoot when we had back-to-back games, I'd shoot the first half and then edit them during the second half. And then if something crazy was happening, I'd shoot the end of it. Like one of the times Mossy Rock won, I mean, all three of their wins, they had big celebration because they were all upsets, I'm pretty sure. But I got down with the photos from the first half with like a minute left, and then I went and shot the end and got some great photos. Sorry, that's more of a sports dump thing, but.
So all your training that you've gotten, all your photography, your J school experience, all of this kicked in on the state
all
stage.
The time shooting Centralia City Council really paid off.
I don't know. Your arc is very good. I've spent a lot of time commenting on you, but the rate at which you are getting better is really impressive to watch.
Thank you. That's I've heard that a couple different times from some sports photographers I got. They said I'm making progress fast, so that's cool to hear.
You are. You're off to a great start, and in 20 years, maybe you're sitting in this chair. I don't know. Maybe you've got a teenager from Adna sitting across from you.
Is this how
Play
you
your cards right,
how
buddy.
you guys started?
Yeah, I started at 18 here. Jared beats everyone at like 16, I think, or 17.
Well, he just started showing up and wouldn't leave.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I guess
you asked me to work here.
Full-time employment, I was first, I think. Maybe.
Yeah, I was 22 when I started.
19.
An old man.
I don't know. I like how we are arguing about
19.
like who started first when this newspaper, like every other newspaper, employed child labor for like 40 or 50 years. With child delivery paper boys, paper gals.
Now that we've
I
spent
don't
so
think
much
that's
time
child
complimenting
labor.
the sports department, how about Facebook comments of the week?
No, let's just not.
On a typo sports post about Mossy Rock losing to Okanagan, this commenter says, ha ha, ha 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 ha, ha ha ha. You mean whelping it.
Yeah.
Idiots.
That was my bad. I didn't write the headline, but I'm going to wear that one. I'm going to be the bigger person, even though it was Dylan Wilhelm, new Chronicle sports editor. It was under duress, though. That was his instant post, which I thought was cool. After the Napavine game and then after the Mossy Rock game, there was within 6 or 7 minutes, there was a story on the website, which I thought was awesome.
We did those for the championships at state football, too.
That was cool. I didn't remember that from state. I liked that a lot. I liked it so much that I was just like trying to get it up on the internet as fast as we possibly could. And I corrected it promptly 27 hours later when I noticed.
Then on the bus report from Not Twin Transit, this commenter says, so now 5 people are riding the buses a day. Thought that was a good bit.
Have you ever ridden the bus? Twin Transit bus?
No.
Cody?
Boy, let me tell you.
You have?
Yeah.
Yeah, the hydrogen one.
Oh, God, we're still talking about that was your one bus ride?
Yeah.
I rode the light rail in Seattle on Saturday.
I like to know that the bus is there, though. Like, if tragedy strikes my life or I no longer have a car.
Yeah,
it's a good safety net.
know.
And I don't mean that you have to have faced tragedy to
I
ride the
thought- I
bus.
was
I just
gonna
mean
say,
like I currently have a car, and if I no longer had one or the means to procure one, it's nice to know I could, still make it to this salt mine.
On a Bigfoot map photograph, a lady comments, maybe the Democrats will build a Bigfoot crossing bridge over I-5, and somebody responds to her and says, when will you find the time to use it?
Oh, come on. Oh, that's pretty bad. Derek Sanders jumped on that post, too. Thanks, Cody. Thanks. Thurston County Sheriff Derek Sanders, who tagline, most online sheriff in the United States, commented that if Bigfoot had come through Thurston County because there was a map, he would have been promptly arrested without probable cause.
That's kind of harsh.
What did he do? What did Bigfoot do?
That's what I said, but he said he would have been promptly caught. And it's like, what?
Why?
He hasn't done anything.
Yeah.
There aren't even allegations.
Police brutality.
We don't even know if he's live.
What the hell? Yeah.
Sometimes I see crazy stuff like that, and I just feel like, it's a nice thing to share. People liked it.
On a post about the Thurston County Sheriff's Office and Centralia Police apprehending some thieves, this commenter says, "This is what happens when Democrats and their shills and the left-wing media demonize, defund, and tie the hands of the police, and liberal prosecutors refuse to punish criminals and keep releasing them to our streets to prey on us." Somebody replies and says, "Well, I would say that this is what all police officers should be doing. You, Greg, are saying these two police departments apprehending these criminals is the fault of the Democrats in power in our state? Maybe instead of just pasting your one comment over and over, you should read the post and put your words to paper to express your real feeling. People would be more inclined to listen to you. Don't be lazy, sir."
Oh, it's just good good interchange.
Yeah,
great banter exchange. Yeah.
Must not be a word limit on comments on Facebook, is there?
No, and the 500 words is not strictly enforced.
And then on Sean Swope's latest rant, somebody says, "Quite frankly, I'm overhearing from this man. His views are archaic." And it goes from there. Then somebody else says, "Where's the info on this International Women's Day celebration so my family and I can attend and support? Too afraid to call it the actual college, Sean?" And then our friend Bill Saran says, "Sean is a very good writer. I took his first paragraph and asked ChatGPT-4 to write an article based on it, and here's what it came up with. And it was almost word for word what's been published." Curious.
There were also comments in support of Swope. Disclaimer, just saying, but I did not do these notes, and I remain wishing that the topic could have just remained in the newspaper.
Well,
and at cronline.com.
Sometimes people read your newspaper, sir.
Rare. Yeah, they do.
What's in the next? What is in
1.4 million last month?
What's in the next edition?
I've already given you the spoiler on the cryptocurrency chronicle, the cryptocron, if you will.
Is that going to be on the front page?
No, it'll be somewhere inside.
And above the fold headline, that's like, "You can buy me with crypto."
But then we're working with that one rack. We got lots of other racks that people are going to break out their.
You can buy me with
cryptocurrency, and they're not going to be able to get their paper.
You'd have racks on racks on racks.
There'd be a line at Senex.
I haven't read this one yet, but Emily has filed a story headlined 3 shoplifting ring suspects arrested after Centralia outlets theft. Tale as old as time. There's going to be lots of stuff in there. We mentioned Centralia state champ Antonio Campos. Mm-hmm. He was further honored today by the Lewis County Commissioners. Yeah. So we've got a nice story on that. We'll write up on Miss Lewis County coming, and then we talked a little bit about the initiatives. If you want to actually learn about them, Mitchell Rowland, who I have to say, one of my favorite reporters we've had, and I'm not going to even qualify it any further than that. He's been here for 6 months, and he's just a great guy. I just enjoy
doing good work.
He's just fun, and he's low maintenance. He's you can set your watch by when he arrives, and he's willing to work harder. I just between him and Kody, when Isabel and Jared left, I was like a little sad just for a few. But then it's like this place just regenerates. Like it's like like a lizard. You chop its tail off, it just like grows back.
Yeah, hear that, Kody? You're as important as a lizard's tail.
Yeah, lizard's butt. Tail. That's right. That's what I consider you.
Thanks.
No, but yeah, Mitchell has a great story on the initiatives. That's already up on Cronline.
Anything else you want to talk about? Maybe something occurring at Chehalis Outfitters?
I always want to talk about Chehalis Outfitters. You kind of put me on the spot. I don't have the material in front of me.
Cody, you probably shop at Chehalis Outfitters, right? The old Sunbirds?
Yeah, I've shopped there before.
What did you like about it?
I bought some pants the other day.
Wait, how were those pants?
They're great. They have I don't know. They're not called Prison Blue anymore, but they're the cheap pants. Yeah,
but they're high quality.
There was something blue. Yeah, they're great. They're like $15. I get jeans there sometimes.
Well, tell us more about stuff you've bought at Chehalis Outfitters over time.
Can't find the site, can you?
Boy, do they have Romeos? Let me tell you.
Do you get your Romeos there?
No.
I've never owned a good pair of Romeos. I'm gonna go to Chehalis Outfitters and get some Romeos. I really.
We should just take the credit card over there and use the advertiser discount. And get some boots.
When I met the president of Centralia College, he had a Navy suit on with some Romeos.
Really?
And I bet he got them at Chehalis Outfitters. They were nice looking Romeos.
Probably
they look
right.
great with his suit. Yeah.
the Keeping Dry sale extends through tomorrow at Chehalis Outfitters. And then also they posted earlier this week, they got their local blueberry plants, bushes from Aldrich Farms. I don't know if they're still in stock. But yeah, stop on by for quality clothing, footwear, hardware, housewares, toys, camping,
barbecues,
hunting, fishing, canning, lawn, and garden supplies. We're sending Ridley Hudson. You're just hearing this news, so I hope you're not mad. I'm not sending you, but I'm going to send her clam digging this week. If you're going to go clam digging, you got to stop by Chehalis Outfitters first. Find an employee, tell them where you're going, what you're doing. They'll probably tell you how to do it.
Get a clam license over there too.
Yeah.
I need to renew my clam license.
Get everything you need. Is it a clam license or just like a standard fishing license?
It's a clam license.
Is it?
Yeah.
Specific to clamming, huh?
Razor clams.
Oh yeah, you get 15.
I enjoy like the old photos of clamming where there's just like people with wheelbarrows, just like
the good old days.
A full truck bed of clams.
I had a great grandmother that would go back in the day, and there was a limit, but she would like slip extras into her barn boots.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm sure there's a lot of that still going on.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
Especially like the having to keep the first clam you pull, and like some clams are like penny sized.
Yeah, you can't just like slip them back in and pretend you didn't see it.
But
I think.
Can you? I mean, how thick is the enforcement out there? I've never been, so these are legit
You ever been
questions.
clam digging?
Yeah, like
you should go. It's fun.
But
You
like
should. Live podcast from clam digging.
on the beach,
It's like 60-mile-an-hour winds.
running a long cord all the way from the nearest business.
This audio is terrible. Anyway,
When's she going clam digging?
I don't know yet. There's a dig starting tomorrow, I think, or is it the 7th? I think it's the 7th.
I don't imagine she's ever
Thursday.
been razor clam digging, being from Georgia.
I don't think so. Are you trying to
You should
shame
go
her
with her.
into
show her how it's done.
Yeah, I kind of do want to go clam digging. It'd be
So
fun.
you're telling me I need to dedicate 100% of my photographic resources to going to an area outside our coverage area?
Yeah, fine.
I mean,
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't really have a problem with it.
I'm just going to clam dig. I don't have to take photos.
Tell Coralie, she'll probably have you flown there.
All right.
Get a boat.
Yeah.
This podcast is brought to you by Summit Funding, Chehalis Outfitters, and The Roof Doctor. You can email us at chroniclenewsdump@gmail.com. Did you get our friends their subscriptions yet?
I've started the paperwork, if that's what you're asking.
Good.
I mean, it's a very easy process to get a subscription. It's just hard when it's run through me.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
But I'm still on it. You haven't sent me the names and addresses yet.
I have.
No, you haven't.
Yep.
I would remember that, Aaron.
I have definitely sent it to you.
As you know, I have a memorized list of every single subscriber that we have, much like Santa Claus.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
All right. Well, with that, we're going to close it out, and Kody will be joining me shortly for Sports Dump.
What a marathon.
Woo.